Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. The name's Diamonds, but you can call me Di for short. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my top 10 items or tools to maintain and take care of your doll collection. So let's just get into it. For our first item, if you've been collecting dolls for a while and have them on display, whether that's shelves, tables, any flat surface, you would know that dust is a really big problem with any collectibles. If you have a lot of things on display, that means more things to take care of or more dust to deal with. So our first item is going to be a fluffy brush, any synthetic fluffy brush. It works really great for dusting off the top of the head of the doll, for dusting off the face of the doll, or just dusting off like the surface itself without having to use any solutions, liquids, or whatsoever. So if you have a lot of dolls on display, you would often find dust, especially on the top of the head and on the high points of the face. So the nose, the bottom of the eyes, because the cheeks begin to carve out, So yeah, a fluffy synthetic brush would do the job. Always have one by you. You just basically grab your doll from the display, ignore her, she's naked, and you'll just dust her off. As simple as that. It works really well if you don't want to wash every single doll you have. That's very inconvenient. Some of us have hundreds of dolls in their collection. So yeah, that's our first item. Let's move on to our next one. Okay, for our next item, it's gonna be hair conditioner. I personally use this hair conditioner. It's from Herbal Essence. I know that it's available in parts of Asia and parts of Europe. I specifically use the coconut one. I don't know coconut milk. And it works really great. I have tried many different conditioners. Not all of them do as good of a job as this one does. It's pretty affordable. I got my bottle, this one, and I have another one, new one, because this one is running out. I got each for like $3.50, and it lasts you for over a year or so. So it's really worth it. It's a really good investment, In my experience working with doll hair, because that's my favorite part about dolls, if you don't use conditioner, the hair will turn out very stiff, very tangly. It wouldn't look as healthy, even though it's plastic, but as healthy as it would look after using conditioner, especially with older dolls that you restore. I know some people use fabric softener, but that's not really ideal because fabric softener is not one made for plastics. It creates film over whatever material you use it on that can lead to the fibers that you put it on to change or degrade, or just have this weird film on top that doesn't make it as pleasant to the touch. So yeah, if you want to use a product on your doll's hair, always go for hair conditioner. It doesn't have to be the expensive stuff. Like I said, this cost me $3, $3.50, and it does an amazing job. It smells great. It works really well on all different kinds of doll hair. And I know some people go on rants about, doll hair is now real hair and blah, 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 blah. But if it can hold moisture, when you wash it, then why wouldn't conditioner work on it, So yeah, hair conditioner really goes a long way. Invest in one. There is some doll hair stuck on it. And that's all. Let's move on to our third item. Okay, for our third item, I'm going to be talking about rubber bands, because rubber bands have many uses. Besides just using them on hair, you can use them to keep stuff in place, make your doll or figure or whatever you collect hold stuff in their hand, keep accessories from moving around, so necklaces, belts, whatsoever. And with rubber bands, they're pretty tricky because most rubber bands will dry rot because they're not meant to be used for more than a day, In my experience, I have never tried any rubber bands beside these that don't dry rot. But the only problem with them, let me show you, is that they're bulky. They're very bulky when used. They're quite bulky. It's that's my only issue with them. Otherwise, they're really great. They're reusable. It's you can stretch the fuck out of them. And they'll go back to their shape in a few minutes. They'll just tighten themselves up. And like I said, I haven't had any of them dry rot on me before, which is what you really need to look for. Okay, for our fourth item, I know this is like not revolutionary. I mean, none of them have been. They're just like essentials. I'm to be talking about scissors. Scissors are very important for anyone who collects or buys anything online, really, or not even online. Just make sure you always have scissors like around for either unboxing, cutting excess hair, fixing something. I don't know, like for me, when I unbox dolls, I don't really unbox them from the back. I just cut the ties from the front. It's way easier, it's way faster. It doesn't take as much time or effort. Just cut the ties from the front and pull the doll out.
Moving on to our fifth item, which is going to be a doll stand.
Moving on to our fifth item, which is going to be a good old doll stand. As simple as that. I know a lot of doll lines come with stands, but also many do not, and it's just not a good idea to try to balance them out, because if one falls, then the rest like of the shells will all fall. It's a domino effect thing. So just go on. I know some people get them from Amazon, but they're pretty expensive on Amazon, so I just get them from AliExpress. 20 pieces for like a few dollars. Last time I ordered, I paid $20 for 100 stands, which is really good. They're a recast, or like the sculpt is taken from, I think, Barbie Fashion Fever. They have a pretty thin, short platform base, which is really good for anyone who has shorter shelves. And yeah, they just come in 3 parts. You assemble them very easily. You're gonna put the road pole thingy and then the waist clip on, and then any doll you want can just go on. As simple as that. The waist clip is readjustable all the way to the bottom, like you can see. And yeah, they're very sturdy. You can also cut the base. Just make sure you cut it before, just make sure you don't cut these little half circles so it can balance. That's like I usually cut them from here to here, and then same thing on the other side to fit more dolls on the shelf. But you can also keep them as is if you like your display to have less dolls. They're pretty sturdy, they're pretty affordable, and they're usually good quality. Of course, quality control issues will occur, but for the most part, they're really good. For our sixth item, we have a rat tail comb. Very simple, available everywhere. Any beauty supply store, any convenience corner store, mostly. If you're in the US, I'm sure you can find them at your Target, Walmart's, all the good stuff. Just make sure it's a metal end, a rat tail comb with like a metal silver end. They're really good for like sectioning the hair. So like if you're styling the hair, you can just section it using the rat tail, like so. They're also really good for just like regular brushing, even though I would suggest a different kind of brush, which we'll look at in a second. And yeah, they're just great because one, it's a comb, it's thin, it's convenient, it has a rat tail, a metal one, make sure it's a metal one, so you don't really cause much static when like sectioning the hair or ripping any hair. Also the rat tail is good, like I said, for sectioning and also curling doll hair sometimes. Like if you need to redefine the curls, you can just like pull them around the rat tail, and that should help a lot. Yeah, let's move on to our next item. For our seventh item, we'll also need the doll to demonstrate, I guess. It's a good old pet brush. Make sure the bristles are all metal. It's metal toothed. Some people use a metal comb. I find it to be a little harsher. I have one though, but I find it to be like a little harsher, so I just use the regular pet brush. Make sure it's all metal bristles, metal toothed. And the reason why basically is that plastic on plastic will cause friction, and this will break the hair and like just have it be very, very staticky. But when you use a metal toothbrush, basically goes on way smoother, as you can see. Very smoothly. It doesn't cause any static, and it leaves you with great results. Okay, for our eighth item, we're going to look at some glue. All-purpose adhesive glue. It's really useful because many dolls come with glued parts in their outfits, such as studs, sometimes little like patches or designs that are glued on might come off or just like not be as stuck in place. So you'll always need any kind of all-purpose glue for such situations to be able to put it back without any extra work, because it was already glued on, so why not glue it back on? I have used it many times for doll straps. Some dolls have like decorative straps, which are usually glued on. So when they come off, I just glue them back on. I haven't had any problems with any of them coming off again. I have used it on little studs on dolls' outfits. I have used it on a lot of things. It really comes in handy. So it can also be useful if you want to glue your stand base, your stand's pole thingy on the base to not come off. I know it's a big problem with Rainbow High stands. The stand doesn't really stay intact and stay together. It always comes off. So if you face that kind of problem, I would suggest also gluing the stand together. Not the waist clip, just the base to the rod pole thingy. For our 9th and 10th item, which go hand in hand, we have acetone, pure acetone, and any kind of Q-tips, cotton pads, anything cotton basically. With acetone, it really helps you with either starting repaints by taking the whole factory paint off, or with fixing some factory issues, quality control issues, so like paint splotches, messed up lips. With some dolls, you'll have some shiny spots in the face where you put like way too much sealant, or it'll be like splotchy, some like little dots that are very shiny. You can get rid of those with some Q-tips and acetone. So acetone really comes in handy for many things beyond just repainting and customizing. I always keep a bottle of acetone available, even though I'm like a doll repainter, but that's not the only thing I use them for. I also use them, like I said, for restoring dolls too. With some, like a lot of old dolls, you have some stubborn marks that would not come out unless you use acetone, or some also, like I said, some smudged paint from just being played with for years, or like stored in like a wrong way. So yeah, just like any bottle of pure acetone, I like to use like a 100 pure acetone. I know some people use nail polish. I do not like that. It doesn't work as well. I find it way easier when I use pure acetone. Like I said, with Q-tips for small adjustments, and I use cotton pads for like repaints when I want to just take off the whole face. But yeah, these two are our last two items. And yeah, that was all, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It's been really great making videos. I know this is only my second one, but we reached over 50 views on my last one, which I did not expect. I didn't really expect anything, let alone 50 views. So I am really grateful and thankful. I hope you all enjoyed the video and found it helpful. Please, if you did, make sure or consider subscribing, liking the video, leaving a comment, checking out my Instagram. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I will be posting soon, hopefully. And yeah, see you in my next one. Goodbye.